Hey guys, welcome to Rheumatoid. Oh, try that again. Welcome to CRPS and Rheumatoid Diaries. Welcome back if you've been here before. On that note, the mistake I just made, I may just change my YouTube channel to CRPS Diaries because it seems to mostly be morphing into that over time since I've been dealing with this. So little is known, and right now that has been my biggest battle. So if you see a change, don't be surprised. Anyway, I had to look back at my last video to see what I'd actually said last, because if you saw my last video, you know it was like chaos for me. It was just an absolutely crazy, crazy week. And like I had my toenail removed 7 days ago today. So I just thought I'd do a bit of an update on how things are. And to be honest, they're rough. If you watch my videos, you probably wouldn't be terribly surprised by that at this point, but it's been really, really painful. And I knew like it would hurt. And the surgeon warned me because I have CRPS, it would be excruciating. Even though it wasn't in that foot, it's just your body reacts differently to pain when you have CRPS. And I think that's maybe why the freezing needle for me with getting my toenail removed hurt so bad. Like, oh my goodness. Up there with one of the most painful needles I've ever had. So anyway, my toe is healing, and if you want, I will leave some pictures of the progress at the end of this video, with the warning that they're quite graphic pictures. So I'll put a warning up, like a little blurb at the side over here or something to let you know when those pictures are coming up if you don't want to look at them. Like, I'm squeamish when it comes to toenail things, as I've mentioned in other vlog posts. But if you're curious and you want to see what it looks like in the progress, I'll post them for those who do. Anyway, again, there's a bit of bad news. Since I've had my toenail removed, I think CRPS has set into my right foot. And that's why I say that it's been excruciating. Like, I mean, obviously having your toenail removed is excruciating too. It's a raw nerve bed, right? But I've got the same symptoms in my right foot that I had in my left foot when CRPS started. I feel like I'm being stabbed with nails often, and some of the pain isn't even coming from my toenail, like, or where my toenail was removed, and my foot has started to turn purple and such. So I think CRPS has set in as a result of the surgery, but I had no choice. Like, what was going on was my skin was dying from a bad reaction to having a partial toenail removal, and the surgeon thinks the CRPS caused the bad reaction. So it was kind of damned if I do and damned if I don't, in this situation, because my skin was dying, and that can cause CRPS as well, right? So I had to have this done, and now I'm dealing with CRPS in my right foot as well. On that note, I had a follow-up with my surgeon 3 days after I had my toenail removed. That was fun. I had to drive myself there, and I'm in a boot in my left foot most of the time, all of the time when I'm out, because of the CRPS. I can't handle anything else on my foot, or I can't walk for very long. So I have the boot on my left foot. I slipped a shoe on my right foot and just hoped that I could, push the gas pedal and the brake if I needed to get to the hospital and back myself. And then also walking in the hospital was like, oh, like I thought of bringing my crutches in with me, but then they're just so cumbersome and hard to carry everywhere and set down when I'm getting checked. And I just like, I grinned and bared it. And then like the surgeon took a look at my toe and whatnot, and he said, it looks like it's healing well. He saw the signs of the CRPS, and he said that, and I had seen them already prior, but I went into denial again, just thought, no, this isn't it. It's just my toe healing, blah, blah, blah. But when he said it, it made it real, that it is happening. And he said, like, once I was done with the consult, it wasn't a real long one, didn't need to be. I said, like, are we bandaging it again? And he's like, I'm like, I need it bandaged again because I have to drive home and I have to walk and I can't get a shoe on without having a bandage on at very least. So he had nurses come in and dress the wound again for me, and I had to kind of coach them on what was going to work for me and what was way too painful for them to come at me with. And it's interesting because I have never, from my surgeon, the nurses, anybody, been given any instruction on how to care for this after the procedure. The only reason I know how to care for it is because I've looked it up on YouTube videos, and such, to figure out how I'm supposed to look after this toe. And darn good thing I did, because it would have been bad if I hadn't. Nobody told me anything. So anyway, I can now, in the last couple of days, I've been able to last soaking it in Epsom salt for 15 minutes. However, yesterday, I don't know what happened. It was after soaking my toe, and it had dried. Like, I let it air dry and sit there for quite some time and just let the air at my toe. All of a sudden, the pain hit so hard and so fast that I was like literally crying uncontrollably for a half hour. I could not stop crying. I probably needed a good cry too, and this was just the straw that broke the camel's back, and it just started it, and I couldn't stop, and it hurt so bad. And I'm pretty sure that was CRPS pain. Like, nothing really triggered it. Like, all I did was lift my foot off the floor, getting ready to put some ointment on my toe, and bam, like, I was incapacitated. It's kind of the way CRPS works. So it goes without saying, today when I went to soak my toe, I was really gun shy, really gun shy, but it went well today. I was able to do it for 15 minutes again and whatnot. So yeah, the bad news is now the CRPS is in my right foot too, and I got to try and navigate that, especially with driving. I don't know, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, but so that's kind of the update. And as I said, I'll show you pictures at the end of the video for those of you who can handle that kind of thing. The other thing I want to update you on is the day after surgery. The day before surgery, I ended up having therapy a day sooner, in a moment's notice, than I expected. Then the day I had surgery, then the day after surgery, I had the occupational therapist from AADL come in to assess me for an electric wheelchair. And that's kind of good news, bad news. Bad news is I don't qualify through AADL for a electric wheelchair. You basically got to be like paralyzed to qualify for an electric wheelchair through AADL. Or like the only thing you can, like, if the only thing you can do is stand up and turn around, then you might qualify for an electric wheelchair. If you can walk at all, you don't qualify, which is ridiculous, I think. But to be honest, the good news is it could work out in my favor better anyway, because my insurance company will cover the cost of a wheelchair for a significant amount. And all I need is approval from an occupational therapist, per se, or somebody along that line of profession. All I need is them to send them in a letter saying that, yes, I need one, and this is why. And after meeting with the AADL lady, she feels that I need one. So The good news is she's going to deal with the insurance company. She's going to send the needed documentation in for me. And she's going to help me pick out a wheelchair, because I have an electric wheelchair, because I had no idea how many choices there are out there. It's insane. We're also looking at a wheelchair ramp as well, which my insurance company will cover. So in the long run, it actually works out better for me if my insurance company covers it, because if I'm with if I go through the AADL, and I were to qualify, they have so many rules. Like, in order to qualify for an electric wheelchair, you have to be going out into the community. You have to be going around your neighborhood. You have to have a wheelchair accessible home, which I don't. We don't. Like, our whole house is steps, unfortunately. It's been really hard on me, but that's how it is. And if you don't have a wheelchair accessible home, you have to put out the money from your own pocket, basically, because there's very little coverage for that, to make your home wheelchair accessible. And even though you would pay 25% of the cost of the electric wheelchair, if there's ever a time where you don't need it anymore, you're done with it, you don't get to keep it. You have to give it back to the store that you paid for it from. I mean, they pay for some of it, but I also pay for some of it, would also pay for some of it. So it's just all these rules around going through AADL. Whereas with the insurance company, I get the wheelchair, they cover it, and the rest is history. Like, it's my wheelchair to do with what I want to do with it. And so I think it works out better that way. And I'm very grateful that the occupational therapist saw my need for it. Definitely. And yeah, I'm not sure when it's all going to happen. I was kind of expecting to hear from her today with about 3 different choices she thinks would work well for me. And then I'd have to go, when she does that, if she does that today, it's not looking like it, but when she does do that, then I'd have to go to the store and try the 3 out and see which ones I think are best, or if there's anything else that I have concerns about and whatnot, before I buy one. So yeah, I need help from my husband with that, because walking through the stores and everything is hard. So I might have to take the manual one to go in and look at an electric one. Yeah, so I think those are the updates. It was a crazy, crazy week, and just trying to deal with the excruciating pain and of having my toenail removed, but also having now the CRPS affect my foot has been... I can't walk long or stand long, or it sets it off, and I never know when. Sometimes it's not even till I sit down and all of a sudden it'll hit me hard. Also, the left foot with CRPS that I've had for 10 months now, it turns beet red and burns and swells up if I'm on my foot like even a half hour, So yeah, still trying to figure out how I'm going to navigate life now with this. I'm really hoping that the wheelchair that I get will be one that allows me to reach countertops. That's kind of my biggest priority. So I can work around my kitchen, reach my countertops, and not have to be on my feet. It'll give me some of the independence that I need, because right now it's just, to make meals and whatnot. I usually make a bunch ahead, because it's so hard on me to do. So, but when I make those bunch of meals ahead, it's hard on me to stand that long. It's a real struggle. Even standing in the shower is exhausting. Right now I'm using a shower bench, but oh my gosh, it's just, I have to do a little bit and then sit down for a while, and then do a little bit and sit down for a while. And it's not even trouble pacing myself, because I'm just so done or in so much pain. I have to. So that's where I'm at. I see the doctor, the surgeon, again in about a week, maybe a little more than a week, for a follow-up on my left foot, or the fusion redo that I had. Last I saw him, at 6 weeks, my foot hadn't fused at all yet, and it should have started fusing. So now I see him again. It'll be about the 12-week mark, and we'll see where I'm at. My right foot was totally fused before CRPS at the 12-week mark. So it'll be interesting to see where my left foot is at. And I hope for good news for once, that maybe it's starting. I don't know. Like, walking on it, it hurts like the dickens. It feels like I'm walking on broken bones. So I'm not sure if it's going well. Because that's how it felt last time when it didn't go well. So anyway, this is really long, and I'm going to leave you some pictures at the end. So I will say there is hope, and hope is a good thing. And see you in the next one.